What is up, everybody? JD here. Hope you're doing well today. Got a new one in from Ferramonster. We haven't gotten to check one out from them in a little while, so let's get into it. All right, we have a premium one here. This is the Spectrum. This has a lot of little subtle details to it that if you weren't really paying close attention to it, you may miss it. You have contoured titanium scales and they have micro milling on them. So I don't know how well that will show, but I'll make sure and I capture that on the B-roll. Beautiful thumb studs on here, not beautiful. Well done thumb studs on here for deployment. It is an ambidextrous crossbar lock with a flip over milled titanium pocket clip. Love to see that. The thumb studs on here are perfectly placed for me. They are below the pivot, in tight to the body, very satisfying to deploy, and the crossbar lock seems like it's done very well. The geometry on it feels good. This is not adjustable, but I would honestly say the way that they tuned this reminds me of how the Kaiser clutch lock comes out of the box. You really don't need anything done to it to make it work. It's really tuned very nicely. You have a beautiful M390 drop point blade on here with your polished DLC. This is a excellent DLC. I really like this a lot. It's really held up well while I've been cutting with it, so I do appreciate that. You do have ceramic bearings in the pivot, so you got very good action here on this one. Very well done detent on that crossbar lock. It is very satisfying to deploy. Now, this is about the size of the drop bear, if I'm being totally honest. You got some jimping back here. I'm able to lock in 3 comfortable fingers, and then the way that it's kind of built here, I can use the pinky to squeeze the back, but I do hang off the back a little bit, exactly how I did on the drop bear. So I do appreciate that I can get 4 fingers on here, but it is a little snug, a little tight for me. They did knock down and chamfer the edges well, so that works and it keeps the weight down. It has a cartridge style liner in here for the crossbar lock, and then beyond the screw is all titanium that they did mill out for weight reduction. So nice job. Love to see it, Ferramonster, and a cool new model from you guys so far. I took it downstairs to do some cutting with it. Great factory edge. It's been in the pass around, you know, so a little jagged, a little chippy, snagging a little bit on that initial cut, but boy oh boy, when you moved over to the cardboard, it absolutely sliced through there. Good acute tip, so I was able to do nice controlled detail cuts with it as well. And then after I stropped it up at the end, at the very end, it had a clean edge. It moved through that catalog paper better than it did when I got it, so I was happy to see that. Like I said, it was comfortable in the hand. The only thing that I really noticed, if they could have rounded this just a little bit more, it probably would have been better for me. But index finger, which is really impressive for someone with a hand this size, I got plenty of space there. Plenty of space. So this feels like a medium EDC, like a Para 3 mini bug out sized EDC that's really going to work pretty good for you if you like them small. And it's going to carry fairly light for a titanium blade in the summertime. Again, that action is good on here and good sounds too. Check these sounds out. Very nice sounds. I like the way that this is being built. Does have a stop pin on it, and the stop pin, trying to see if it's not making a mark on the DLC. So I'm trying to see where that stop pin is kind of finishing, and it looks like it's close, but not super close. Yeah, it is. It's a good amount back. So, okay. So I see where it's hitting. Always a challenge to do this one-handed, but where it's hitting on this one is actually right here. So it's hitting right here. So you would get a good amount of sharpening into it before you actually ran out. I would love to see them do like the bug out where they figure out a way to be able to use that crossbar lock to be able to, let me see if I can cut off the light and maybe help you guys see it a little bit better on screen. So basically it is hitting, trying to figure out how to do this because I don't want to hit my blade edge on here. Let me see if I can find it. A little dark, so it's hard to see. So it is hitting right there. So you'd get quite a few sharpenings out of the M390 before you got to that point, but I'd really like them to figure out how to make this like Benchmade does, or just simply, if you can't figure that out, just an internal stop pin, something that's sandwiched into the blade that's going to act as your stop and your close pin. It's, you know, the close pin is what I'm kind of worried about on this particular one. All right, let's do some size comparison, guys. All right, here it is against the We-XL and the Mini Momo. I think it's more in line and closer to the size of the Mini Momo. Let's do a couple more and then we'll weigh this one. All right, we got the Tempest Downdraft and we got the Berg Blades Alpha out on the table. And it's actually a little bit smaller than the Tempest Downdraft. I was thinking, I picked the Downdraft again because I thought it'd be about the same size. And it's kind of close, but the Downdraft, I think, just has just a touch more out on the tip, trying to line those pivots up. Nope, it's closer than I thought. Oh, wait, no, I don't have the pivots lined up. Yeah, it's just a skosh longer. It's close. It's close, but not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Like they were going to be pretty identical. I would say that's probably close, actually. Maybe it's the angle I'm looking at. Anyway, let me go ahead and get these out of here. We'll go ahead and grab the scale. All right, we got the scale out. It is on. I'm thinking this is probably going to be 3.6. Promise I didn't look beforehand. So 3.7 on the Ferramonster Spectrum. Let me go ahead and get the scale out of here. We'll go ahead and wrap it up, guys. All right, time for final thoughts and impressions on the Spectrum. I got fingerprints all over it now. The beautiful thing about the polished is even when you get the fingerprints on there, it wipes away pretty easily. If you're not familiar, I grade on a scale of 1 to 10, and I take into consideration price, performance, aesthetics, ergos, and when I say performance, it's cutting and how it deploys. This deploys very well, and then the fit and finish go into all of that. Now, the aesthetics is a bit subjective on my end, but I really think this is an attractive design. It is meant for medium to large hands. I would even say small to barely large hands, more so than it is for the large hands. While it's not egregious, it does poke into the pinky a little bit, so probably not going to be for me personally. Cutting performance on it, good. Fitment, really good. Finish, really good. I love the micro milling on here. It gives lots of traction. Not an egregious weight for an all titanium crossbar lock knife. You know, you got a little bit more steel going on with the lockup here, but it is going to be completely ambidextrous, so lefties will be able to enjoy this one without issue. Crossbar locks, the closing pin, not the crossbar lock, the closing pin, a little close for comfort. I would like it to be back a little bit further, or just use a press fit stop pin, close pin, so that it's acting as both on the actual steel cartridge liner. I think that would work a little bit better here, but you will be able to get, you know, a good amount of sharpening out there, especially if you paid attention to what Snicks did with the Buster FG to really show just how much steel you'll be removing before you run into that particular issue. I think we've made it worse in the community than what I think it may actually truly be after seeing that. Just my opinion. All right, for me on this one, I'm actually at a 7.8. I like this one a lot. It is really, really cool. It would have scored even higher if it was just a little bit larger or a little bit more large hand friendly, even if it didn't need to be larger. But again, I think small, medium hands really going to love this one. It's going to be perfectly suited for you, and there's going to be a lot here to like. Long as companies keep doing crossbar locks like this, I am a-okay with it. CMB, QSP, Ferramonster, CJRB, Kaiser, all doing excellent jobs with these crossbar locks. They work really well, and they are a ton of fun to fidget with, and they are going to lock up really solid, guys. Let me know what you think about this one down in the comments. If you liked the video or if you enjoyed the video, a like would be appreciated. And if you're enjoying the content, definitely consider subscribing. Affiliate links for Ferramonster and other companies down below help the channel when you use them. Totally up to you. But when you do, it does allow the channel to continue to grow and operate with those links. So they do help a ton, along with the watch time and the comments. Anyway, that's it for me, guys. I'm out of here. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and I will catch you all on the next one. Peace.